963-963.
And at 5 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, Tiger Bright in studio, and I am pleased to welcome to Tiger Talk this morning Mr. Shannon Blosser, and he is the new pastor at Ogden United Methodist Church. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir, and welcome to Princeton.
Thank you. It's a beautiful town. We're enjoying being here.
Well, good deal. And yesterday, I guess, we'll tell everybody, was your first day in the pulpit,
Yes.
first Sunday in the pulpit at Ogden Methodist Church. How do you think it went?
I thought it went well. We had a great turnout, and it's always nervous and nerve-wracking when you have your first Sunday. You never know what's going to happen, but we had some good laughs. We had some good worship, and it was just an amazing day.
Good deal. Well, I had the pleasure of meeting you a little bit last week, and I said I caught you before you left, and I said, why don't we just introduce you to Princeton? And you said, why not? That's what's great about this little community is you can be spur of the moment, you can plan for months and months to do something, but you seem to have a dynamic personality and a good presence. I said, well, I'm going to just throw this guy on the air Monday morning, and I appreciate you being here. Shannon, just tell the folks a little bit about yourself. We'll start with maybe your family, where you're from, and we'll kind of go from there.
Well, we're obviously living in Princeton.
Right.
My wife is Abby. She is living at home. She's at home right now, probably trying to find where all of our boxes are. We have a son, Noah. He's 4, and he's probably trying to figure out how to get the DVD to work and make sure that he gets all of his Daniel Tiger. We come from Lawrenceburg, or just outside Lawrenceburg. We were serving a church called Clay Lick. We had been there for 3 years. Abby and I have been married for 8 years, together for 9. We met in seminary.
Okay.
We met in a class, and I started talking to her, and the next thing, she couldn't remember me the next day. So I always like telling that story because it's always nice that she couldn't remember me.
No love at first sight, obviously.
No love at first sight. She swears up and down that I was dressed nice on the first day. The second day, I was in like a 49ers T-shirt, gym shorts, didn't shave. She's like, how was I going to remember you?
Yeah.
But so I've lived in Kentucky for 10 years. She's lived in it for about 18. She went to college at Asbury.
Okay.
So, we've made Kentucky our home. So it's
wonderful.
A beautiful area.
And where are you from?
I'm originally from West Virginia.
Okay.
So I'm on the other side of the Hatfield and McCoy feud. And so I grew up in Beckley, which is in the southern part of the state. If you've ever heard of Winter Place, that's right near my home. And so I grew up there, lived there for about 23 years, went to college at West Virginia University, studied to be a journalist, worked as a journalist for about 11 years, did everything from sports to news to politics to think tank work.
Good deal.
So a little bit of everything.
Okay, well, that sounds great. And Abby, she from West Virginia as well?
No, she is from Virginia.
Okay.
She's from an island that's off the coast of Virginia.
Wow.
It's called Chincoteague. And the claim to fame for it is it has these special ponies that only eat salt marsh.
Wow.
And they run around the reserve, and every year about the end of July, they let them out, and they run across the Atlantic Ocean off to the beach shores. And they get about 50,000 people to just in this tiny little town that's about the size of Princeton. So it's kind of a precursor for the solar eclipse coming up.
Yeah, that's neat. Now, I've been on some of the barrier islands in southern Georgia that have the ponies, and then, of course, the Outer Banks there have some. But these specific ponies are on this island only.
Yeah,
I take it.
I mean, it's somehow or another, like where they eat the salt marsh, their stomachs will drag to the ground. And so you can drive like these tourist roads to look at them, and they will just come up on the road, and their stomachs are just maybe an inch off the road. And,
interesting.
And so, I always like traveling out there because you can see birds, you can see the trees and the water. And so
sounds interesting.
Area.
I'd like to have Abby on to talk to her about being raised out there.
Yeah.
Just sounds like it was pretty cool.
It's neat. And then you got a NASA base like right next to it. So
Right.
they shoot off rockets, and then they have nice ponies. So it's
interesting.
It's an eclectic town.
It sounds like it. So you go to seminary. You guys meet over there, and you said you had a child.
Yes.
And he's 4 years old.
4 years old.
Good deal. And he seems to be acclimating pretty well.
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
Every 4-year-old has their challenges. You know, because you don't know why is mommy and daddy moving.
Right.
But we were really blessed yesterday. He he's always has to be around mom. But I looked out when we walked into the sanctuary. I was like, "Where's Noah?" Well, he's in the nursery just cooling out and hanging out and just having a good old time. I was
Meeting
like,
friends and having fun.
meeting friends and finding out where all the toys were and
Yeah.
how to run out of the church. So that was a good day for us.
Good deal. And tell us about your first day in the pulpit at Ogden. Of course, long time. This church is one of the downtown institutions, Ogden United Methodist Church. And your first impressions of the folks there and what it's like to be pastor of the church.
I'll tell you what I told them. It's a humble honor. Anytime you can come to a church that has 200 years of history, you stand on the shoulders of great men and women who have come before you, and that's emotional for me.
Sure.
To be on that, and you meet people, and we all come from different backgrounds, and the thing that is always cool for me when I meet people is we all have the same love of Christ. And you could tell that in the church. There's a desire to grow in Christ. There's a desire to grow as a church, desire to grow in the community. And so I'm excited.
Yeah.
We're coming up on year 200, and my prayer is we can hit 400. And that it's always amazing to be at these times.
Sure. And I'm sure the reception was just as wonderful for everybody, you coming in. And did you have a little bit of, I think you got here a little bit before Sunday and kind of got to meet a few folks and get acclimated yourself a little bit, even though you didn't have the boxes unpacked.
We didn't have the boxes unpacked. And everyone has been so wonderful. We came over and people were giving us food, were introducing us, telling us how to get to things. I get to the office. People have just been, just so sweet, so wonderful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you'll find that about this entire community. Not only your church, but you'll find this, about the entire community.
Oh, yeah. I was out walking Wednesday. I'm just walking down the highway near my house, and next thing I know, here's some people. They don't know me. They're just out waving their hands out and all, cheering me on like I was,
Right.
their best friend. I'm like, who are you? I love this.
Yeah.
This is amazing. And, so you extend the way back and just keep on and hope you don't trip over anything.
I hear you. Folks that are listening that don't know anything about Ogden Methodist Church or anything, I will let you give a few minutes, give a plug for what your vision maybe, or what you invite them to come and just we'll give you a few minutes just to talk about your plans there and what you feel what you hope to do. Of course, you mentioned Christ, which is of course
That's
the center of everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the big thing.
Yeah.
For me, when I first joined a church, the first few months are always about listening, and learning the community. My hope is always to grow in Christ, and that for me is growing in our individual faith, growing in our love as a church, in our connectedness, but also in our ministry and mission to our local community, because we're called to be missionaries into our local community, to be servants, to walk with people. And so, we worship at 10 o'clock on Sunday mornings. Sunday school is at 9. We'd love to have you come by, and, if you want to meet with me, come by, have a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
And I'd love to meet people. So, we're here to be with people, not to...
And you also do the Wednesday evening. I know you don't have to serve, but I know sometimes you have these social gatherings and suppers there.
Yeah,
on Wednesdays, I think.
Yeah, I know we do youth and children ministries
Yeah.
with Lisa Schaefer on
Yeah.
Wednesdays. I think that will start back up
In the fall, a lot of times.
fall.
Yeah, and that's always I always drive by there on Wednesday nights and see a lot of activity going on, and that's a cool thing as well. Have we missed anything? Is there something else you wanted to talk about? I appreciate the time for you to come in here and meet us. We've got your shows going, your morning devotions are going, and
Yes.
Next Sunday I'm sure we will have the Voice on Main on our Sunday, the regular service on. So we're just tickled to death that you're here and a part of the community. And hope to see you, Abby. And what was your son's name?
Noah.
Noah.
Yeah, you can't miss that. With any rain, we just say, "Well, Noah, go lift out your namesake." So.
It's good that you stuck a nice biblical name there.
Yes. And his middle name's David, so we hit the jackpot.
You covered some good great names there. Well, Shannon, it's been just a pleasure to have you here this morning, and wish you much success in your ministry at Ogden United Methodist Church. And the folks there are wonderful, good folks. My brother goes there.
Yeah, I met him yesterday.
Did you meet my brother? And they love it, and they have a home there. So just welcome to Princeton.
Thank
and
you.
we're glad to have you. And if they want to get in touch with you, you want to throw a number, you got the number memorized up there at the church office, or are you just going to give them something else they want to get in touch and talk with you?
I tell you what, I do not have the church
That's good.
number
I don't know. I don't know it either.
But I tell you what, I'm in. I tell folks if my door's open, come on,
by.
say hi.
Yeah. There's an
And,
office in there.
come by to church. Come by and see Betty in the church secretary's office. She will, or administrator office. She'll let you know if I'm in. But come by and say hi.
I told you this is two old, like two friends talking here, and then I threw somebody. Yeah, didn't mean to do that to you.
I'm out.
Gone.
That's
but,
the Jeopardy, $2,000 question in the second round.
Come on, it's not as bad as the presidential debates. The throwing those tough.
And
tough
we'll talk about
questions
sports
out
now.
there. Yeah. But just a pleasure to have you in studio this morning, and welcome you and your family to Princeton, and thank you for your time to come by today.
Thank you for letting me be here.
And wish you much success in your ministry there at Ogden United Methodist Church.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. It's 16 now past the hour, and Ty Engelbright, that's going to wrap up today's version of Tiger Talk here at WPKY. Glad you can join us, and hope you enjoyed meeting Shannon Blosser. And if you're interested, just go by Ogden Methodist Church, get in touch with somebody there, and Shannon would be glad to talk with you. And we welcome them to Princeton. If you see them out, welcome them and say hi as well. You have a great day, sir. Thank you so much.
Too.
All right, 8:16, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more right here on your hometown